Hi, I'm Zoe Vaux and I'm the producer for a new production called The Army of Noise.
And I'm Austin Hewitt and I am the lead puppeteer on The Army of Noise. And this is Ash. Ash is our lead character in The Army of Noise.
So The Army of Noise is a new theatrical production which merges traditional theatre with puppetry and a live DJ on stage who's world class, and also projection mapping. So it's a really exciting new show that we haven't attempted before, and we're doing it in this lovely venue, Constellations, which is an unusual venue to choose, but we wanted to step outside of the traditional theatre, and that's why we decided to do it in Constellations. And it's up and coming, being a CIC, and it's all about community, so that's why we wanted to do it here.
Well, the process has taken 2 years to get to this stage with various funding applications, and we had several meetings over that time to actually bring together a really comprehensive group of puppets, and we're using a style of Japanese sort of puppetry, bunraku or rod puppet for most of the characters, but we've also got Muppet characters, we've got large scale masks of various kind of styles, so as a collaboration, it's going to be a really interesting mix of theatre that I've not mixed together before. So it's a new experience for me as well as for everybody else.
The show opens on the 17th for the general public, but we have and are offering free matinees to organisations who work with young people, because it is aimed at young people. So we've got 2 matinees as well on the 17th and 18th of February, and it runs till the 24th of February. So we've got quite a few shows booked in, but as I say, we're offering free matinees for organisations that work with young people.
Yeah, tickets are also available via skiddle.com. Just look out for The Army of Noise.
Hello, I'm Joe McElderry and you're watching the Bay TV Theatre Show.
It's the opening night and they're lighting the lights. The orchestra is tuning to make sure they sound right. It's time to start our show tonight.
So we've got a really busy day today. We're off to Warrington, Runcorn and Blackpool. But first we're here in Liverpool at Dr. Duncan's to speak to the cast and crew of Ale House.
Okay, the play is called Ale House.
The Ale House, it's basically, all I can say is it's one of your local boozers with all the madcap characters that come in.
And it's sort of the last bastion of one of those local pubs where you have those regulars, and there's not many of them left, and they're full of like these characters, you know, and I'm sure the likes of all these great writers, the likes of Jimmy McGovern and people like that have told me, don't tell me, I'll write a story about it. And I know Jimmy gets a lot of his stuff. He sits in his local all the time, and people like that and write. So it's one of those pubs. It's made for that, and there's a lot of colourful. They come in and out, colourful characters, and the linchpin is the barmaid Lindsay, and who's been a guy's left her and exchanged her for a younger model. And also Robbo. So the 2 lonely people, and their answer to the loneliness is right under the nose. So that's a little teaser for the end, you know what I mean? And that's something we sort of, because it's so funny and so much comedy. There's this sad narrative that runs through it, and it's a lot. There's these 2 people get together through all this madness, and she sort of pulls Robbo out of the mire, so to speak, and I play an old guy called Trevor, and originally he was wrote as a war veteran, but all those guys have gone now, the guys who did the war, so we've updated him, and he's a guy who's delusional, he's not well, and he just sits in the corner with the orange, and he's got Tourette's, but he's got uncannily timed Tourette's, so he can say what he likes and blames it on the Tourette's, which is, I wouldn't mind that myself sometimes. That's a great excuse. It wasn't me, it was the Tourette's.
Sorry.
And with that eclectic mix of characters, there's some great funny storylines. And the aim of the idea is just to give, we're not here to confuse you, we're not here to educate you, we're here to entertain you.
I play Lucy, she's the landlady of the pub, so she owns the pub. Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about her?
basically Lucy was married and all that, and then she got rid of her fella, and she then was a barmaid in the pub, and then now she runs the pub. So she's like the matriarch of the whole thing, and you know, everyone kind of not looks up to her, but they're very aware that if they cross the line, she'd kill them, and they'd be barred for life. Yeah. But she's also lonely as well. So there's a nice little romance going to happen within the show, which is lovely because, you know, for a middle-aged woman to have a romance in a play, you normally find it's the younger ones. So it's nice to get it on, you know, as they say. Bit of Marvin Gaye.
So what's your favourite thing about her, like to play?
The end. I love the end because she becomes sexy and, you know, and it's lovely, and I get to work against James McMartin, which is great. And me and Martin have played these characters before as well, so it's like rekindling an old little friendship as well. So, and we know how each other works. So
I think that's nice when you work with people before, isn't it?
Yeah, and so it's lovely.
When we did it in St Helens, it was good. I just kept improvising and coming out with all the great stuff because you could just shout anything you wanted. And people loved it. So, so that's what you've got. All these great characters, the police, all your local. It's a community in a pub.
You get a lot of good stories from the pub, don't you? When you just sat in the corner watching them,
and that's what we want the audience to feel like, just like the voyeur in a pub. You know, watching the conversations and all the comedy that's going on.
Does anyone want to buy any DVDs? Little bit ones.
You're right, yeah. So, the advertisement.
Yes.
So who do you play in the play?
My name's Kevin, and I play a multitude of roles. So I play this particular role, which is the hawker. I play a character called Les. I play a secret character, which I won't reveal because it is a bit of a reveal in the show. And so I'm pretty much a Swiss Army actor, really. And if anyone sort of falls in ill, I'll probably play their role as well.
Have a go of anything.
Yeah.
Why
so,
not?
You know, yeah. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. So there you go. Yeah.
So have you got any favourite scenes or anything in the production?
Well, the thing about this show is it doesn't sort of break up really. It's kind of one sort of continuous sort of thing because it's like the sort of day in the life of like a working pub. So like it can relate to anybody as well because as long as they've been in a pub before, because there's just is that. I mean, once the characters sort of come in and they take their seat in the pub, they're kind of there for the duration. So it doesn't kind of break up like say a normal show would, and it sort of really gives it that kind of fly on the wall sort of look. A sort of day in the life. In this particular shows, it's we placed it on a kind of day after New Year's Day kind of thing. So it's like the sort of come down after a massive party. But you know, everyone still goes back to the pub no matter how wrecked they get. You know,
so why not?
So yeah, it's just a fun sort of show to do as a whole, really. And
there's something for everyone.
There's no particular sort of scene that sort of sticks out, really. It's all good.
So you're hoping to attract like more audiences with it being back to Liverpool?
Yeah.
Brought back to Liverpool.
Yeah, because we did it in St Helens and they loved it up there, you know, but whatever it is, I mean, St Helens is what, 20 minutes away, and people just don't make the journey, but then I do it myself to see stuff, you know, and so to bring it to Liverpool, because everyone's going, oh, I'd love to have seen it, but, you know, I don't drive, or I'm not going all that way. But they'll go to Manchester for knock-off gear and stuff, so what's the point?
It's like...
You know what I mean? You go in the Black Centre, what's the point? You know, we're on the way. So bringing it here in a massive venue like that is going to be great. And it's great for the Globe, you know, it's getting people through the doors to say, you know what, isn't this a lovely building and it should be used right, it's going to go to waste.
Trying to get theatres was a bit of a nightmare. And then myself and Jake struck up a deal with the Dome Theatre where we're going to introduce that as a new feeder theatre for Liverpool. There's so many productions that can't get on the big venues, and we're going to be like a stepping stone in between, if you like.
What we did with this show is we sort of showcased it for like a week back in last October at St Helens Theatre Royal, and that sort of really gave us a sort of taste of like what worked and kind of what didn't. And even when we were doing the shows, there's things where we were doing where we kind of go, oh, you know, if we did it again, we'd sort of tweak this. But the fact remains, we only had a week doing the shows, so by the end of it, we were only really getting comfy with it, and it seemed like a shame that we had to stop. So Phil and Jake, who obviously produced it and decided to put it back on again, we were all sort of jumping at the chance because we can kind of rectify and get it the way we wanted it for this run at the Dome in Liverpool. So yeah, it was just everyone was on board, and we can kind of make it now the show that we wanted it to be back then.
Right, I'll get this.
So when we cracked that deal, Donna Furlong, who's the partner of the late Tony Furlong, approached us with Jimmy Power to see if I wanted to produce the show. Because I got the theatre, I jumped at it with both hands, and then myself and Jake are directing, and it's my first directing job, and I can't wait to do it. Yeah, it's going to be a while. But after the success of St. Helens, to be honest, there's not really much to do. Every actor, when we're doing rehearsals in St. Helens, we all had a big input, which is the best way to work. And then afterwards, Donna and Jimmy said, have you ever thought of directing? And I thought, yeah, but I've worked with Jake on several occasions and we make a great partnership. I mean, I have some wacky ideas. Throw enough, some of it sticks. So I need someone to bring me back, and Jake's just the man. And the two of us have lived on theatre all our lives, and we've got great stagecraft, nothing new exactly. The only thing weird this time is knowing that we're producing, we're going to know ticket sales, we're going to know all that before we get on stage. I'm not looking forward.
Something you don't normally need to know.
Yeah.
So when can we see it?
It opens on the 24th on the Thursday of February. Press night is the 29th, and it runs to the 19th of March.
Okay.
So it's a 4-week run, with an option to extend for a week, which we pray to touch wood. Because I experience a lot, it gets slow, and in the last 2 weeks, everyone says, if we put the right show on, people are going to talk about it.
I've got these little things got you.
You want to get yourselves round the back and meet some of our colourful locals?
That's it for Liverpool, and now we're off to
Blackpool.
So we're here in the Winter Gardens in Blackpool to speak to Joe McElderry and Lucy Kay about their production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
So this is Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. We're on the tour at the minute. And yeah, I mean, it's just a wonderful show. Obviously people know the songs, Any Dream Will Do, Close Every Door. Iconic musical, so it's been wonderful actually. We're only 3 weeks into the tour now, so it's still quite fresh and new. And it's been really exciting to travel around and really get a feel for how much the audience love this show. You know, they love it, absolutely love it.
So how did you get involved in the first place?
Basically, I've been asked a few times to do this role and I haven't been available to do it. So we had a meeting in around about August, I think it was, or maybe August, September time, with Bill Kenwright and his production company. And they're like, listen, let us know when you are available. And we'll fit it around you, you know, to make it fit. So we kind of came up with this plan, and I had a spare couple of months to do it. So we made it work. So here I am. It's wonderful. So we're touring from now, like February, until end of June. 2 weeks into July we're going to, yeah.
It's a fantastic feel-good production for all ages, I would say, children all the way up to, you know, your grannies and granddads. It's fun, it's entertaining, you can sing along, there's lots of dancing, and then there's some moving bits as well, like when Joseph meets his dad at the end, Jacob, and I always sit on the stage and we have to put our heads down, and I'm like trying to compose myself, I'm like, it's quite emotional. But it is good, it's an amazing production. full of absolutely talented people. Joe McElderry as Joseph, I played narrator, and the cast, all the girls, there's 3 girls that actually, they do quite a lot of roles. Sometimes they play men as well, which is quite good.
A bit of multi-role.
So, and all the brothers are fantastic, and Jacob as well, just incredible.
So what made you get involved with theatre?
Just, you know, I mean, I've done little bits and bobs, and I've always kind of wanted to experience it, and this was kind of something that I thought I could put my name to and have a bit of fun with, so I thought, why not?
That's good. So are you looking forward to heading down to St Helens?
Yes, I've been there, I want to say twice. I think I've been there, yes, I've been there twice with solo concerts. They're always fabulous audiences, so they're always up for it. They're always very loud and up for a good time. So, and I think this show allows that. You know, we'll do a huge medley at the end, which is quite upbeat, and everybody gets up and dances. So, I'm sure they'll be joining in with us.
Everyone dancing?
Yes.
Well, this is my first show, ever. So I'm a bit kind of not out of my depth, but it's all new to me.
Still learning.
Yeah. So I'm obviously, by default, a classical singer, an opera singer, and that's all I've ever done since I was about 7. I moved to a different agency. And thought I'd like to get into kind of film, TV, or musical theatre, something that's kind of not opera all the time, because it's kind of, you know, you're very limited to what you can do. So I got with a new agency, and then Bill Kenwright. We got in touch, and we were talking about the possible role for narrator. And at first I was like, I don't know if I could do that, because it's such a big part. I'm on stage all the time. I think I go off once, and it's such a big sing, a different style for me. But then after my audition, I was offered the part straight away, and I was so glad I had taken it. But also there was a part of me that was like, can I actually, you know, do this? And, so I think the first shot was a bit like, come on, I can do this. But it just keeps getting better and better. So and the cast are so lovely. I'm so glad I'm part of it. But we're on the road for 6 months. So it's something that's very out of my comfort zone that I've never done before. But at the moment, loving it and loving everyone in it.
Do you get to keep the coat afterwards?
I don't know. I've heard some people have taken it before me, but whether or not I get I do know that the coat that I wear at the end of the show, the finale coat, was made especially for me. It was all done to my measurements, and it was made from scratch. So maybe I can be like, well, listen, seeing as it was made for me, can I have it? But having said that, I don't really know where I'd wear it. You know, I don't think I could rock it on a night out. Might get away with it in Liverpool, do you reckon?
You could too. You could too. Dancing around your room. So have you got any favourite scenes or?
Yes. Oh my gosh. There's quite a lot of it that I love watching when I'm sat down. Obviously, and I'm watching Joseph do his thing. But I think it's where I'm running around the stairs like mad, and they're taking Joseph to Egypt to be sold as a slave. And then the Potiphar scene, which I have to sing really fast. And we start off slow, it's like, Potiphar was counting shekels, and he just gets da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's so fast and so wordy. And I thought, I'm never going to memorise this, I'm never going to be able to do it. But then when I'm on stage, I'm just loving it, you know, so it's one of my favourite scenes, Potiphar,
So where can people buy tickets online?
If you go to josephthemusical.com, all the dates are on there. If you also go to my website, joemckelderryofficial.com, and you can find out everywhere we're going, you know, but josephthemusical.com is the best place to find out, and also billkenwright.com. That's a lot of websites I've just reeled off there, but yeah.
Hopefully people can jump that.
Hopefully you got one of them.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Each week we bring you all of the latest film news.
From interviews with filmmakers and actors, to local events, to the new cinema releases.
Join us every Tuesday evening on Bay TV Liverpool. Theatre means to me life, quadruplasm, the future of space. It can mean anything is what I'm saying. I'm not just sort of grasping words out the air for you. I'm actually telling you that theatre can mean absolutely anything. Dad! Fortitude! Dad! Dad, where are you? Dad! Dad, grade 8 painting!
Theatre holds no boundaries. You can go where you want to go. It's your own path. It's your own story. It's your own. Ooh. You see, that's why you need all sorts of people within theatre. I just portrayed that to you. You need a writer when you can't think of anything to say.
Me.
You need a director when you don't know where to go.
Me.
You need lights.
Not me.
Oh yeah, that's somebody else, isn't it? It's important for me to do a warm-up because, you know, you wake up in the morning and you can talk like that as though you've been smoking 40 fags. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. Actually really wrecks my vocal tool. But so in the morning, you know, bzzz, you have to buzz and ba 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 ba, me, before you can actually get a sentence out. I don't want to mutter on stage, do I? I want to be really on it. You can't wake up just being a monkey. So you need a bit of a stretch and let it all go. And it's great, it makes you feel good all over. So I highly recommend a warm-up for every young actor, middle-aged actor. It's a bit harder when you're getting on. Sore neck, but actually, yeah, that's what I should do, really.
Well, my warm-up process really is I don't have a warm-up process. I mean, what is the point in doing a warm-up when you've been engulfed, captivated in a character for the last 6 months? I am that person, I am that disease, I am that creature. Why would one want to even think about doing a warm-up to create something? The reviews have been like Marmite, should we say, Marmite. Some people like it, some people hate it, some people love it, some people despise it. We've had a couple of protests, people outside saying, you know, go back to where you come from, things like that. We don't want you round here. But we rise above it. You know, it's more about the art than it is about, you know, we're not, you know, the message. It's more about the art than the message.
Hello, I'm Joe McElderry and I am playing Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat musical. We are coming to St Helens on the last week of February and I would love to see you there.
Welcome to Runcorn, where we're here today with the Ella Performance Group to see their production of Peter Pan. I am Peter Pan! And what's been your favourite part about playing?
Probably everything. I like the sword fighting, probably the romance with my co-partner Amy Rotherham, who's playing Wendy. So yeah, I'm pretty much excited for everything.
Oh, that's so you're friends then with Amy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I play a pirate called Cutthroat Jake, who works for Captain Hook.
Oh.
In my former school in West Kirby. We did 3 half-an-hour sketches with the group.
Yeah.
I played the main villain twice, so I was pretty much... I enjoy playing it because... Well,
it's fun.
Why being a good guy when being bad so much fun?
Yeah. I don't blame you at all.
Also, British actors play the better villains. At least I think they do.
So who do you play in the production?
I play me.
the comical comedy type character.
Yeah. So have you had a lot of fun playing him?
Yeah, because with me, I very comedy myself.
Yeah. So what's been your favourite part about the whole production? Is it meeting people, meeting new friends?
Yeah, meeting new people, coming in and accomplishing new stuff, and yeah, it's been pretty fun making new friends.
Oh, that's good then.
Right then, attention! Right
So when we put performances on, it kind of all lies on our shoulders really. We kind of direct and produce the shows. So yeah, very interesting.
Ella started way back in 2006 because a lot of the young people who come to our group found it difficult to enter into mainstream performance groups because they may have an additional need or a learning disability. So we started with a group of 6 young people because my background was theatre. So we started with a group of 6 and it expanded from there, and it got to the point where my sort of expertise was never the drama, so that's when I contacted...
Dragged me on board. Because Keely and I actually used to go to school.
Oh, really?
So over dinner one night, she just said, look, we're looking to kind of develop the group.
Yeah.
And we want to kind of bring acting, involve that. We want to actually do a full scripted show. And the first one was The Wizard of Oz. So I said, I can give you 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, I'm still here. And absolutely just love it. It's challenging, but extremely rewarding.
Yeah. Is it different in any way, or obviously it's going to be more? Is there any?
Yeah, I think where most performance groups will basically can turn around a musical, say we did Oliver last year, in about 6 weeks, 2 months tops. It took us 10 months to turn that around.
It's a lot of repetition. A lot of repetition.
So it does take a little bit longer, but I mean, we've both done the production of Oliver professionally, and when stood back in the wings and watched our version, it was up there. It was, and they really did. They were excellent.
What we don't do is we don't look at a disability. That doesn't come into it. We look at the ability. And these are young, talented people, and they've got so much to offer.
And they're just as good as anyone else, aren't they?
Absolutely. Well, some of them are better. Better than some of the cast probably. Even our performances at times, but they are amazing. Absolutely.
And I think the greatest thing part of the group is it is a mixed group, as in, inclusion is at the heart of the whole group. So we have youngsters and young adults now who don't have an additional need. However, what's happened now is those young people have become friends, and it can only improve in their everyday lives because of that friendship.
They're not excluded, they're not treated differently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's important, obviously.
It is important. Because some of these young people have been told, by kind of some medical professions or people around them that they're not capable. They can't really do much because of their condition, and they get that label on them. And then that stunts them. It just puts obstacles in the way, and we just break down all those boundaries and barriers, and we just say, well, actually, you really can do this.
On paper, it shouldn't be possible, and we don't know why it works, do we? We really don't. It does.
It really does.
And I think it comes down to good old-fashioned, they just love performing. And take that, but we've got, young people who on paper says they don't, will not be able to have attention for any length of time.
They won't be able to retain anything or be in close contact or have eye contact. You've witnessed just a brief little part of the performance tonight, and they did all of that.
Doesn't it?
They did all of that.
And and it's lovely when you get parents come to say, I never thought it'd be possible. If I hadn't have seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have known it was possible. So that it makes our job.
Absolutely.
Rewarding, like you said.
Once the show's over and the curtain's down, it's really great.
And the wines and things on the drink.
So with Peter Pan, was there any particular reason why you chose that for your production?
Well, I did the national tour of Peter Pan back in my youth. And I've always loved it, and I thought we've always liked to challenge ourselves and, you know, to get our guys to fly would be something else. So we begged, didn't we? The directors of the company, and they said yes. So.
You just want to change it, you know. We've done Wizard of Oz, amazing. We've done a pantomime. We've done Oliver, you know. So it needed to be something different.
Starlight Express is on the list. However, we have been asked by an ice rink to put pantomime on ice. I've managed to veto that idea as long as I possibly can. Yeah. I don't even get the insurance for that.
So how did you get involved with the production? Was it with the singing?
Actually started when it all began.
Yeah. So is that when you first started, obviously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good then. So obviously we've heard your connection with Great Ormond Street.
Yes.
So how did that come around?
Well, I was 5 years old, and we couldn't do it even in Runcorn, so we had to ask for a second opinion.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to London.
Yeah.
And they said that they can do it.
Ah, so then that's where... So what actually happened? Was it, did they...
Well, we went down on the train.
Yeah.
And we spoke to the doctor and they said I only had 20% to live or die.
Oh, wow.
Mainly, yeah.
Yeah, and they've obviously helped you out and
yeah.
And you're here now.
Yeah.
So we spoke to Lauren earlier and she mentioned obviously Great Ormond Street and how they've been involved in regards to the production.
Well, J.M. Barrie left the rights to the story Peter Pan to the hospital, and so every time a production of Peter Pan anywhere in the world, or a film, or anything to do with Peter Pan merchandise, royalties have to be paid to the hospital. Yeah. So I mean, when licenses can be very expensive for these shows. This is the one really that we don't mind paying at all, because like you met Laura, Laura, she wouldn't be here today without Great Ormond Street. They basically rebuilt her heart at the age of 5, where every other doctor in the country said they wouldn't do it, and Great Ormond Street were the ones that saved Laura. So it's quite special to us, really. Yeah, absolutely. We like to take it up a level every year. Last year we had to use live orchestra for the first time.
Which was a challenge.
Yeah, I thought I was going to have a breakdown that year. This year, of course, you can't do Peter Pan without flying, and we've managed to get Freedom Flying, which is one of the biggest flying companies in the world. So our guys were flying, had to go to London to learn how to fly. Yeah, so I promised their parents they were only going a few feet off the floor, only to see the height of the Liverpool Empire flying through the air at huge speed, and they just loved it. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. The people won't expect them to fly.
Yeah. And she told me yesterday that our next show they're doing both. We've got a live orchestra and we're flying. Yeah, she likes doing this too.
So why should everyone come and see the production?
I think it'd be good for the kids. I know the kids will love it.
Yeah.
Because I all love Peter Pan.
Yeah, I love Peter Pan.
So do I. I've got nieces and nephews who love
Really?
Pan, yeah.
Yeah, I think most people do, don't they?
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's really good. So with Peter Pan, when can we see it and how can people buy tickets?
Yeah, we're at the Brindley stage on February the
20th and the 21st.
Okay.
Saturday and the Sunday at the Brindley Theatre in Runcorn.
3 performances. Gotta come.
Well, definitely we'll be there.
Oh, thank you. Well, this Peter Pan production obviously is on the Brindley Theatre website. You can go on there to book tickets.
Yeah.
But you know, we have a Facebook page, so it's Ella Together, isn't it? Is it Ella Performance? Ella Performance. So they can go on there and check out our Facebook page, and there's always information about, you know, where the group is, you know, when we perform and what's kind of up and coming in the future, what we're doing.
Thank you. Right, now let's go to Warrington. So now we're here at the Olive Tree Community Centre in Warrington to speak to the cast and crew of Educate Rita.
Talk.
Yeah, if it'll go in my favour. We were talking about Shakespeare.
Bet you were.
Am I too late then? Alright, I'm sorry. I'll be on time next week.
Rita, don't go.
No, honest, Frank. I know I've wasted your time. I'll be on time.
Rita, sit down.
Well, the play just has two people in it. Yeah. And they're on stage all the time. So it's their interaction between these two people. One's upper class, one's sort of working class. And it's how they integrate and how one learns. And one's the teacher and one's the pupil. And how they, the interaction between them changes as the play progresses.
When you were so late, I phoned the shop.
Which shop?
The hairdresser shop where you work. Or, I should say, worked.
Oh, I haven't worked there in a long time, Frank.
You didn't tell me.
Didn't I? I was telling someone.
It wasn't me.
Oh, sorry.
It struck me that there was a time when you told me everything.
I thought I had told you.
No.
Well, my character is Rita. She's got to the age of 26 and decided that she's quite dissatisfied with the way her life's going. She wants to make a big change, and she's decided the best way to do that is to get an education. So she's applied and been accepted on an Open University course to study English literature. She turns up to her tutorial. She's been assigned to Frank, who is the other character in the play. Frank's her tutor, and throughout the play you discover how education is important to Rita, and while Rita starts to become more enthusiastic and involved with education and really sort of it starts to enrich her life, you sort of start to see the opposite happening for Frank. So it's really about this growing relationship between the two characters and a personal growth for the character of Rita.
My character, I played the character of Frank, who is a middle-aged alcoholic lecturer in a university, bit downtrodden, world-weary, and he needs extra money to pay for his drink, so he takes on, as a lecturer, as being for the Open University, and gets Rita as his first pupil to try and earn this extra money. Realises he'd rather be in the pub than lecturing. Gradually deteriorates throughout the play, so as Rita is educated, Frank withers. So there's a good change in both characters throughout the play.
So would you say the character is obviously more different than yourself? Then would you say there's any similarities? Or?
He's a 50-year-old middle-aged drunk, so absolutely totally different to me. I'll let you draw your own conclusions there. Yeah. Like a drink?
Who cares if I've left hairdressing into work in bistro?
I care. You don't want a drink? Mind if I do?
Why do you care about details like that? It's just boring, insignificant detail.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's why I left hairdressing in the first place? Boring, insignificant detail, all the time, on and on. Well, I'm sorry, but I've had enough of that. I don't want to talk about irrelevant rubbish anymore.
What do you talk about in your bistro? Cheers.
Everything.
Everything.
We talk about important things, Frank, and we laid out the boring details for those who wanted.
Is Mr. Tyson one of your customers?
A lot of the students come in. He's one of them. You're not going to give me another warning, are you, Frank?
Would it do any good?
Rehearsals been coming along a bit?
Well, we haven't used any real whiskey, but other than that, the rehearsals have been fun. They've been very good. Because there's only 2 characters in the play, there's clearly an awful lot of script to learn.
Yeah.
So the focus has been on mastering the script. You've got to work very closely with each other and with the director, and between ourselves, myself and Ria, who are in the play, and Barbara, who's directed it. You know, when there's only 3 of you in the room for several hours a night, 3 times a week or something, it's very intensive. So it's been a trial to learn it, but it's a great achievement when you get to the end result.
It's strange, there have only been 2 of us. This is the first time I've done a 2-man play with such a small cast. But it's quite nice as well, so it's quite intimate, yeah, and you get a lot of obviously sort of one-to-one feedback from the director, which allows you to, or it certainly allows me, to develop my skills then as an actor, and to help develop the character as well.
Oh, that's great then. Look, for your information, I do find Tiger fascinating. Like I find a lot of the people I mix with fascinating. They're young and passionate about things that matter. They're not trapped. They're too young for that. And I like being with them.
Perhaps you don't want to waste your time coming here anymore.
Don't be stupid. I'm sorry I was late. Look, Frank, I've got to go. I said I'd meet Trish at 7. We're going to the production of the sequel.
Ah, yes, well, when Chekhov calls. You can't abide to spend a moment here anymore, can you?
That's not true. It's just that I've got to go to the theatre.
Well, the play starts on the 9th to the 13th of February, and it's at the Brindley Theatre in Runcorn. 7:30 each night. Yes,
And
it's still available.
So where can people buy tickets?
Well, you can go online to the Brindley.
Okay.
I think it's thebrinley.org.uk.
Yeah.
So you can book your tickets online.
That's good then. Thank you. Oh.
Last week you didn't turn up at all. Just a phone call to say you couldn't come. You had to cancel.
There's just more things going on now. It's harder.
But as I said, Rita, if you want to stop coming...
For God's sake! I don't want to stop coming here. I have to come here. What about the exam?
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. You'll sail through it anyway. And you really don't have to put in the odd appearance here out of sentimentality. You spared me that.
If you could stop pouring that junk down your throat, in the hope that it'd make you feel like a poet, then maybe we could talk about things that matter, and then it might be worth coming here.
Are you capable of recognising what does and doesn't matter?
I understand literary criticism, Frank. And when I come here, that's what we're supposed to be dealing with.
You want literary criticism, and I want an essay on that lot by next week.
What is it?
No sentimentality, no subjectivity, just pure criticism. A critical assessment of a lesser-known English poet. Me.
Heart is never broken if you still hear the bong, ba-da-dong, ba-bong, ba-da-dong. da, bit da da.